gentlemen, the Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse. And this is going to be a special one. And I'm leading the way on this one because we are talking about our army lists. We're going to be going through each of our army lists one by one, dissecting them, letting the other three rip the absolute piss out of our lists and why they're shit and why they're going to be destroyed. The other guys thought I should host this because, like, you know, I've been put up on this pedestal now as the first one to have finished painting the army. So, like, you know, what I'm actually talking about actually exists in painted form at the moment. So, the other three said, no, Steve-O, you are a legend in the community and amongst us Warbosses. So please let us stand back and allow you to take the reins on this one.
I distinctly remember calling you a leg end.
It sounded like legend. I'm sure I heard legend. Scar was shouting something. It could have been nothing.
Oh, yeah, fucking verbal abuse. That's what I was shouting.
Look at, I love the way that Dim and Scar kind of, like, you know, lay the little seed of an insinuation of something, and Dread's just like, I said you was a bellend. So let me introduce my fellow cohorts. I'm not going to point at the screen because I'm going to do a Dread and get it all wrong, because even when I thought I got it right, I forgot that I was mirrored and my brain can't compute.
So it's not really doing a Dread then, is it? It's doing a Steve-O because I got it right.
Well, fuck me. Dread, since you won't shut up, mate, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Dread.
Cool. Dim.
That's him.
I got that direction fucking down.
Over there.
Hello.
And Scar.
What's the crack? How is?
There he is. God,
so yeah, we're going to get into chatting about our lists. We've got our lists written up. As each of us are chatting about our lists, you're going to see our list come up on screen. Now, a little mention just before we get into it, though. There has been recent points changes. And there's some minor points changes. There's not a huge amount. So these lists, I think for most of us, if not all of us, are done with the points pre-7th of January, pre-big FAQ. But our lists are going to be basically the same. We may, each of us, have to tweak and fine-tune bits a bit. But what you're seeing is essentially the finished list. That is if we get to play these lists before the codex comes out,
changes,
or lockdown stops, or if we even get to do it this year, who knows what. But yeah, what you're seeing is basically what the lists are going to be.
We kind of know what them points changes are, don't we? But they're not properly confirmed yet, and they're not updated on Battlescribe. There might be a few.
I mean, they're confirmed, but they're not updated on like Battlescribe and stuff, which is what all four of us use to.
I thought there was an error with one of them.
Well, who the fuck's going to use the app? Because that's a
that wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, I think like some of the big ones, like the main ones to mention were like the Big Mech. The KFF has come down in cost.
Yeah, so that's going to affect me big time because I've got two of those going on.
Well, there you go. You've saved 30 points there then, mate. So you can, but something else might have gone up by just about that amount. So it might all balance out. But so yeah, with that said, but before we get into it, Dim, didn't you want to mention a little something and talk about a little box of something? Did I get that right? Yes.
Very nice.
I was expecting them to pull out a milk tray there and be like, "Oh, because the lady loves."
All because the lady loves Dim's fist.
Jeez.
I'm sure there's someone out there. We thought Dread was the one.
I've heard of loose women, but fuck me, because that's quite a sizable fist as well, mate. Need to get the oil squig on that one, mate. Lube that bastard up.
Already
very quickly.
At risk of going all mice and men, I've got like a nice sort of moisturized glove for the occasion.
Trouble is, it's studded.
It didn't start out that way.
I could do this all day just
So
to see
could I.
Scar's facial expressions with each crude
I didn't know we were
comment.
doing like
Even
the
Dread's
Forces
doing
of
this.
Chaos Slanesh Unbound episode, you know.
Dim,
I'm
we've
sure
already
Eric's
gone too
fucking loving
far.
it, like-
We've
Well,
gone too far. I
well,
always use Dread as a gauge.
we're
If Dread's doing this, we've gone too far.
God, oh,
Even Dread doesn't approve.
Oh, we've gone too far. Too much lube.
it was
Elbow
a
deep.
It's just because GW's just decided to release hedonism bots, so it's just filtering into my brain. But I'm not done vomiting. Whoa! Sorry. Yeah. There's the sprue. Looking at Dorty.
Mine's
Here's
in
the new mini.
post. Mine's in the post.
Oh,
I'm converting
Mine's a
this
glass
because I'm a
house.
Philistine.
There's
be
the old
converting this guy.
one.
I've got the old one. I'm gonna have to 3D print that one that Dim's just about to talk about.
Yeah, Hardcore
cool.
Minis have got a free STL printable version of a model that looks quite a lot like, what's it called again? Gorzag.
Gorzag gets bumper.
Because he makes Gore real dead quick and then stomps on Gits. Yeah.
He's hard. He's dead hard.
Fair play.
But yeah, it's nice. The details pretty good. They haven't gone over the freaking top with it, which is a risk you run with.
It's a
modern
little bit
GW
bigger than the
kits.
old one, but it's not way bigger, so it's
The head
okay,
looks
and
smaller to me though.
it
the
goes
head's-
together pretty easy.
He's just a really good looking knob.
Is the head smaller though?
No, it's about the same. They haven't. Well, it is actually slightly smaller. Yeah.
Everybody
it's
likes an
smaller.
attractive knob.
It's got bigger shoulders though, yeah.
Dread likes a knob with a big head on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, its head is definitely. Its head is actually
Grow up, Steve.
fairly smaller.
Well,
So with
the head is the size of the helmet that counts.
yeah.
so with that mentioned, Dim, you can
Unless it
are
crashes.
you going to be covering you going to be covering any of that in video form on your channel?
Yes,
Or
I'm
is
going to
any-
be converting this hopefully on the channel with the new
Sweet.
camera. And also I'll be getting another one. I've ordered another one of these because they did a made to order for a week, and we by the time this is up, that's going to be gone. So it's not like we can inform you of it. But you could have got this for a week. When the made to order one arrives, I'm going to build it as intended.
I'm gonna have to send you some posters.
And
Scott.
then I'll print off the hardcore one and I'll compare the two. And
Cool.
you'll
They
be
send me
able to
some
see it.
which postage is it?
Yeah, and the cost of that model, so you can send it over to us, so me and Dim can do our thing.
What thing is that, Dread?
Ah,
Get your
yes.
plug in. Get your plug in now. Go on.
I think I'll let Dim talk about it. It was his idea.
Yeah, so I have a feature on my channel that I've been trying to get off the ground for ages. And it was all of last year I was trying to pimp it. But basically I had this idea called conversion clinic. So it's an idea of basically I do a lot of converting, hobby git, you know. And I thought, right, I could give advice, I could give tips, I could give ideas. And I've been trying to promote it for quite a while, and it wasn't really getting anywhere, partly because my channel's easily the smallest of the four of us. And also I wasn't
newest.
really, yeah, and the
The
newest.
youngest,
And I
started
the
wasn't-
after.
youngest channel.
and I wasn't really showing, like, I was billing myself as a conversion guru whilst not really showing much of my conversions on the channel because I'm smart like that. And I just thought of trying to sort of branch it out and make it more of a thing this year. And obviously I am going to be showing off some of my own conversions. But then I thought, obviously me and Dread talk a lot behind the scenes and between videos about conversions and stuff.
Honestly, thought you were going to say you and Dread talk a lot of bollocks, and I would have nodded and agreed.
Well, there's that too. But yeah, me and Jed are joining forces on this one. So we're gonna do conversion clinic, and we're gonna do it like the other two above.
So you are the two hairy
above
knobs,
us.
there he is.
Yeah,
They can-
we're the two
hey,
hairy
call it
knobs.
Dread and Dim. You can be double D.
These are at least G's, mate.
Right pair of tits, them two. Well, yeah,
So
The
that's
idea-
the photos you sent me, Dread, that helped me with my nipple conversions.
yes.
What was all that about, mate? Jesus.
That's exactly what we're
Pull them
going
off
to
and
do.
then I
Yeah,
checked other
yeah.
miniatures, and actually there should be nipples on them.
Yeah, go on, show him. So Steve-O was having a bit of trouble there with his nipples, and Dread gave him a little bit of advice on how to get them right in there, just nice and sweet.
And it was good advice, mate. It was good advice. So, Dim, I think you've asked the right person because Dread does have some good conversion tips and tricks up his
So, boys
sleeve.
and gits, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of your work. If you're a bit stuck or you've got something on your shelf that you sort of started working on and then you sort of, oh, don't know how I'm going to finish that.
Or there's something you had in mind that you want to make, but you don't know where to start.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Then we'll have a look at it. You can send us the pictures. We'll have a look at it. And me and Dim will go off our separate ways. We'll write our own ideas
It's
of
not
what
the
we would
autofocus
do.
you're looking for.
And then we'll discuss our ideas, and you can, you know, take either one of our advice or a bit of both.
Or neither. But yeah.
Yeah, or neither. You could just say fuck that.
But yeah,
Neither,
we're
neither.
geniuses. You're going to
Let's
take one of
call
our
the whole
ideas,
thing
you know.
off.
But yeah, and
we'll
we're
also
going to do
little conversion build-offs as well. You know.
Yeah. Well,
Can't
the first one we're doing is we're going to convert this guy.
Yes.
I'm gonna, and weirdly, I'm making him a freebooter. I don't know
Oh, yeah.
what I don't know what Dread's
Very
doing.
good.
But presumably also
So am I.
making it freebooter.
Well, I suppose
yeah.
someone needs to represent the freebooters
Yeah, it won't
around
be
here.
a
You know what I
fucking
mean?
freebooter, whatever. We'll have to get into that later.
I'm gonna make him into an updated version of this guy, who is called Rot Knob.
Oh no.
Because you can't beat a bit of Not Rob, you know.
You can get cream for that, I think, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, how could you not make that guy with a name like that? He's got to be.
Well, I think I might call him Knobrot because that just has a better ring to it. Emphasis on the ring.
Sort of, yeah. A bit of Nurgle crossover there in the old knob department. So, with the discussion of freebooters, Dread, we're going to get into discussing our lists and talking freebooters. Dread, let me hand straight to you, segue into you, talk to us about how you're going to represent the ultimate, in your mind, the ultimate like standing for any boy to get to, because clans are overrated, aren't they, mate? Once an orc reaches a certain point, he outgrows his clan and he leaves to bigger and better things. And so how are you, the representative of all the freebooter community out there, going to represent this in your army list and talk us through it, my man? We'll hand over to you.
First of all, I will start by saying I think that the feel of my army is what's important. I feel I've converted up a bunch of orcs, and us guys said, right, we're going to make an army list, put it together with the stuff that you've already got put together. So I happen to have put some truck boys together, so they're very speedy themed, and yeah, so I've got a truck as well, and I've got a couple of battle wagons above. I'll talk through the list in a minute. But yeah, they're very speedy themed, very Mad Max. I've talked about it before. They're very Mad Maxy.
Say what is coming thick and fast, those excuses.
So as a freebooter, I'm not deciding what clan I'm going to play them as. I'll just decide on the day because they're painted as no particular clan.
No, that's not what you said earlier.
That's not the list that's appearing on screen, my man. That's not the list that's appearing on the screen. Come on, now.
Have you put them up as evil sons, have you?
No, I just did what you said, mate.
Yeah.
I did what you said.
I'm going to play them as evil sons.
Actually,
I'm
the
like,
battle squad that
you
I sent you
fucking turncoat.
said
Look at you.
reboot.
Look at you.
Oh, did it? Oh, all right.
Because I can use the showing off, but yeah, I think evil sons might suit them better. So I'll talk about my list, shall I? Shall I tell you what's in it?
It's a bad mood thing.
Is it? What's the freeboot one? It's the one where you get if
It's
you blow
the like orbital barrage. The freeboot orbital barrage. They get to like pound stuff down from their big fucking cruiser and bombard, and
bit boring.
Yeah. Well, hey, you chose it.
There's a cruiser in orbit giving you fire support. Oh, doesn't sound like much of a team, mate. Sounds a bit
freebooters
boring.
get the big thing with freebooters, isn't it? The big thing with freebooters is
Can
like
you
they
tell
get
which one of us is the tryhard for wanting to win around here? Can you?
Can
Can you?
They're what they are. They're my orcs, so I can play them as anything, can't I?
my archer would play. I won't play me clan that I'm adamant. And, you know, I paint the area I'm in and everything.
We've got representation of the Bad Moons. We've got representation of the Rebel Grops. We've got representation of the Blood Axes.
Oh, fucking Torncoats. That's what we have representation of around here.
Well, I suppose what could be more freebooter than that, eh?
Yeah, they're just going to nick whatever they want from anyone out, you know.
Captain Torncoat over there. So to all you freeboot players out there who look towards Dread for inspiration,
I've got a 10,000 point
army.
This will still probably be the Evil Sons contingent of it because
look, more of those excuses coming in thick and fast, Tim. Jesus, are you jotting these down, mate?
I'm sorry, Dread. All right, go on, Dread. Talk us through your list, man. Talk us through your Evil Sons, Speed Freak, Red as a tomato list.
Hang on a minute. As Ork fucking law arsehole in this on this podcast format.
You go standing up for it, man.
Cult of Speed isn't just Evil Son.
Yeah.
And freebooters do use Red.
And freebooters also include Speed Wars and all sorts of things like that as well.
Yeah.
Old school books, bruv.
It is more common with Evil Sons, though.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just a thing. For HQ, right?
Yep.
My Warlord is a mega mech or a big mech in mega armor with a custom force field, and he's got a mega blaster, a power claw, which is the killer claw, and yeah, I think that's it for him. Yeah,
tasty.
I might put some extra bits and bobs on him, maybe with some command points or whatever. And then I've got the other HQ is a big mech with custom force field, standard guy. His main job is going to be sort of looking after the truck or one of the battle wagons, depending. He's going to probably go with the tank busters. Anyway, troops wise, I've got 10 boys times 2, and both of those squads have got a knob with a big chopper and a big shooter in one of the boys with a big shooter, and 10 grots as well. So 3 lots of troops. Elites wise, I've got 4 mega knobs. It's one squad, 1 with kill saws and 1 with a scorcher. Then I've got 5 mega knobs, 1 with kill saws and 2 with scorchers. And the reason I've got 4 and 5 is because then I've got that mega mech. So if he joins the one with 4, then they're both basically mega knobs equaling a transport capacity of 10, because you know they're double because they're in mega armor.
Yep.
And then the other elite's choice is 10 tank busters. So again, another unit of 10. So as you see with the boys and the grots and the mega knobs, when you add them together, they're all multiples of 10. So I can switch and change around with my transports. Fast attack wise, I've got 2 death copters with twin big shooters and big bombs. And they're going to sort of be my harassment, sort of get in the face, annoy people, you know, just be a pain in the bum and try and distract a little bit.
Just jump in there, just for the viewers at home who are thinking, big bombs, they're not in there. That's because in our games, we're very much going to allow Legends units and Legends equipment and things because it's fun. So carry on, Drew.
If I use the 2 big bombs, if I want to play a more inline list, then if I don't take the big bombs, then that's an extra 20 points I've saved there. And if I've got some extra points from the big mechs dropping, then I could probably take an extra death copter anyway, and I've got another one there that fits in just as well. So, you know, I could do that. Then we go to heavy support. This is where I love it. So I've got 2 battle wagons, right? One battle wagon has got 3 big shooters, grot riggers, a cannon, and a lobber.
Nice.
And yeah, that's going to be the Cromlech one, actually. This one here, that one, the Tiger wagon.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I've got all like magnetic options for that, but that's one that's going to have on that. And then the other battle wagon is the cruiser one, the Speed Freaks one that he did. And that one,
that was a truck.
I was about to say, was that?
Not that one, different one.
This one's the size of a shoe.
Battle wagon. Yeah.
So how fucking big is this one then?
Yeah. It's a little truck that's the size of a battle wagon.
This one, it's going to take 2 of the Warbosses to lift it onto the gaming table.
What's that, mate? Oh, that's just a war buggy. Don't worry about it. You know?
One that's got an old Forge World lobber as the back engine, and it's got a wheelie bar.
Sweet.
See that one? Anyway, that one has got 2 big shooters, grot riggers, a zap gun, which I'm going to take the Zag Zap custom job on, which makes it not miss. So a zap gun that doesn't miss. And then a transport truck, which I'm painting at the moment, and that's got a big shooter and a wrecking ball.
Nice. So I'm getting the impression that from your list, it's all about loading up the battle wagons, loading up the truck, revving across the battlefield, unloading, and just getting into combat as soon as possible.
Right, yeah. It's basically like 5 drops, because if you've got the grots as 1 drop, and you've got the 2 death copters, and then you've just got 3 vehicles, which is 2 battle wagons and a truck, and they're filled with all the lads. So they're going to just plow forward.
You've got your HQs there to protect them with the custom force field and soak up some of that damage. You've got grot riggers, so you're there to repair the damage, protect. So
yeah, so I'm trying to survive getting across the table, hopefully, with the AFFs and with the riggers and the amount of armor I've got. I'm hoping that they get across the table, and then what bursts out is enough boys and enough mega armor to hopefully deal with anything that's silly enough to be standing there.
We've been having a bit of banter back and forth, haven't we, in our private sort of our Facebook chat that the 4 of us have, and we've been bantering back and forth and giving you a bit of stick for it, haven't we? But I think, mate, all jokes aside, if you get first turn, it's going to be good. Like you said, it's all about surviving that onslaught of firepower, isn't it? If you can survive that first turn, then you're going to be.
After each of us have introduced our list, so everybody knows in the audience what we've got, then we can actually talk maybe a little bit about how we would deal with each other and our strategies, perhaps. Because I don't know, like I'm just thinking up, but we could. No, I'm just thinking like. I want to say something about like your list, but I'll wait till you've talked about your list.
I'll get you. Dim, do you want to tell us about your filthy rebels?
My filthy rebels?
Well, there's a couple of orcs in there, isn't there, as well?
Well, they are technically orcs, absolutely. They won't be represented by orcs.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm using surprise grot mobs detachment, and I think have I gone for what? I don't bloody know. I've gone for a thing. There we go.
A shed load of
the kettle on.
So sit your ass down.
I'm using a big mech on a war bike from the Legends. He's going to have a shock attack gun, kill saw, cleverest boss, super cyborg body, and he's my warlord. And I'm going to have a weird boy as well, just to thicken out 2 HQs. And then I've got 2 squads of 20 Gretchen and then 2 squads of 10 Gretchen. I would take more, but for some reason, they're stupidly expensive in points cost. In elites, I've got a red gobble, but I'll use the correct model rather than the nonsense that got released a couple of years ago.
Not a Christmas themed army then.
Like I said, I'll accept it when they bring out an Easter.
Hey, look, we might be playing these games at Christmas. You never know at this rate.
So yeah, I've maxed out my fast attack. So my fast attack is a grot mega tank with 7 custom mega blasters.
Jesus.
Oh,
ouch.
Yeah.
So a lot of D6 shots coming out there, man.
Never going to survive a shooting phase ever.
Yeah, let's hope you roll
because
6
it fired.
ones.
Because it fired. Although grot mobs
reroll your ones. Yeah.
To hit. So yeah. And they've got 2 squads of grot tanks. One is big shooters. So they've got 5 big shooters. And then another is got 5 rockets. Simple as. And then in heavy support, I've got 2 units of big guns. So one is all cannons, so 5 cannons. And one is all lobbers, so 5 lobbers. And then I've got a squad of mech guns. And I've got 2 smashers, 2 bubble chuckers, and a tractor.
Nice.
And
That's so many guns.
Yeah.
It's a piddly amount.
It's enough guns to make a bad moon envious, I'll tell you.
It's
Yeah,
nowhere near the amount that I own, which is terrifying and hilarious.
It sounds like a good list, mate. I'd particularly like the fact that you've got the big mech on bike, who's got the he's got the beefed up stats from the strats. He's carrying the shock attack gun mounted on a bike, which is just awesome and crazy and zany. And he's kind of got mobility, firepower, and the combat capabilities all in one. So
that's basically the base model. I've got to model the shock attack gun on it. It's a very old conversion. That's the metal. That's the metal doom wheel.
Cool.
So
that's going to be very cool. Yeah, well, he's ticked all the boxes there. He's got a bit of everything going on. And
the thing that freaks me out is that there is one model in the entirety of my Rebel Grot army that does not have some form of invulnerable save, and it's the weird boy. Everything else has an invulnerable. All the Grot units, obviously, they've got a 6-up at the very least. And the Grot tanks have got 6-ups and Ramshackle. So they're going to be hard to kill. Even the big guns have got an invulnerable because they're still a Grot unit.
Yeah.
And the Red Gobble's a Grot unit, so he's got 6-up. Gretchen units have got the 6-up. And then the big mech's got the Super Cyborg. So there's just the weird boy that doesn't have an invulnerable. So potentially quite good at surviving if I roll well.
That Grot mega tank's got to be a massive target, though. You've got to do something to protect that, I'm sure, against people if you can.
Drive it forward. Put the fucking shits up.
I'm used to.
I would love to see him
dying. I'm used to seeing it dying without ever doing anything. That's
7.
Well, you're going to have some incredibly, considering we're all Ork armies fame. I think when we do these bat rep stuff, you're going to see some quite accurate shooting there because your whole army's hitting on 4s, isn't it? With re-rolls of 1.
You haven't seen me roll dice, Steve.
Well, you've put the odds in your favour. You've done everything you can to get the odds working for you.
Yeah, no, it's still
being able to
work.
Even I think the only trouble you're going to have is fitting all those big guns and mech guns on the table. But
no, I'm not.
You've got your lobbers which can sit behind terrain and hit, out of sight and stuff.
I used to have that many big guns, pretty much, and more Gretchen because they were priced correctly in older editions. So, yeah. But at least when the points decreases sort of come out, I'll probably be able to afford at least one more Grot.
Well, I think you put the fear of God into dread anyway, because he's shifting around nervously in his chair as you reveal your list.
I've ordered some of Capitan Morgan's loaded dice, the ones he keeps going on about.
Oh, yeah.
I've ordered some, so I'll be fine.
It's all right. We'll bring spares for you to use, Craig. Don't worry.
It's fine. I've got custom dice. I'm fine.
We'll look after your loaded dice for you, mate. Your weighted dice, yeah. Scar, do you want to tell us about your Blood Axe mob? Unless you're going Evil Sons too, mate.
This was it's pretty much based off of the list that I was using kind of near the end of 8th edition, and the list I use is mostly just what I have painted so far. So the core of it is like 2 mobs of 30 shooter boys, then there's a mob of 20 slugger chopper boys. Sometimes I was using the grots. Previously I had like 2 units of 10 looters, but because of the way points have changed now, I've only got 1 unit of 10 looters, and then I can decide with the grots of 30 grots so they went up in points, and then I was using them as a shield for the looters. But then the game system seems to have changed more towards holding objectives, so I've split them up into 3 units of 10 grots. And then I have 3 units of 5 minimum size commandos as well for grabbing objectives. There's a Big Mecha Custom Force Field. There's the Pain Boy, and there's the Wab Banner Knob. That's all to go with the big units of boys. Previously, I was rocking a Weird Boy and using the jump, generally with the mob of 20 slugger chopper boys. But we got those Warboss miniatures off a coil, so I've got the Warboss in the list for now, but I don't know, I'll see what way it goes. But yeah, so I might take the Warboss, but it's a bit redundant having the Warboss for his WoW ability, because what I've done is I use Mogrod's thinking cap on the WoW banner knob because he's a character, and give him the follow me lads warlord trait, so he's
Right.
able to give that ability to the guys beside him. So normally I try and stick like the big mech custom force field, the pain boy, and the WoW banner knob sort of together, and they go with generally probably 2 of the units, and I used to jump the other one off. But now I'll have a Warboss as well, so I can do quite a lot of buffing to them.
You can kind of split the army out on the battlefield and
Well,
cover
I
two
can do. I
areas
can give myself
if
some
you want
tactical.
to. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and give myself some tactical flexibility. But it's my army's just like mostly stuff that I have painted, and then it's just weight of numbers and then holding objectives. Pretty much is what my army does. It's
Yeah, it is. It is weight and numbers. So you got what? Did you say you got 80 boys in the list? Was that?
there's 80 boys in the list, 30
30
grots,
grots.
10 looters, 15 commandos.
It's a very traditional kind of feeling orc army, isn't it? Numbers, bodies on the floor, swarm the battlefield, and I
Yeah,
think
the usual. I
Yeah.
expect to be taking them off by the fistful.
Yeah, but it's of all three lists, it's your one that sort of worries me the most. I'm like, that's a lot of bodies to deal with, man. It's a lot of bodies to deal with.
It's a lot of bodies, but it doesn't really like Dread's. I think like between me and Dread, we're both extremes at the ends of the wedge. Like his stuff is more elite.
Yeah.
So I've gone for a lot of troops. So like I said, previously I had 2 units of 10 looters, which was my fire support, and that's been knocked down to 1 unit of 10 looters, which I'm none too happy about. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
you don't have a huge amount of firepower, sort of thing, but if you manage to, I think if you don't suffer too many losses in the early stages, it's going to be hard for us to survive that 30 boy charge, and especially with backed up with War Banner and all that. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I can lose all those 80 boys, no bother. Churro their matches, and it's the smaller units that
typical Blood Axe, man. You thought of everything. You've got your Pain Boy in there, you've got your War Banner, you've got your War Banner with the War ability, and you're breaking heads and stuff. So you're going to be doing all right in morale. You're going to be, patching them up and keeping them alive. And it's concerning. And plus, I know you've got all your tricks of being able to do a lot of deep striking and stuff. Yeah. So
I think when it comes to Scar, I might have to swap out some bits so I can take a death roller on one of them battle wagons at least. Get to squish a few boys on the way in.
Is it time for the game show host? I can only accept your first list, Dread. Locked in now.
To be honest with you, I haven't played 9th edition yet, but with the 1500 points, the only thing I'm really worried about now is that the battlefields have shrunk down. They're smaller.
Yeah.
So it's like, will I be able to get all this onto the battlefield? You know what I mean? In my deployment area.
What am I driving fast towards if it's already just there?
It's just crammed.
Well, I think with Blood Axes, you've got a lot of tactical flexibility, haven't you? Because you've got we all have access to the teleport stratagem, but the Blood Axes have access to their own version of that, so you can effectively double up on that, can't you? And deep strike several units in. Plus, you've got your commandos that can
a few bits and pieces,
infiltrate and stuff. So you're going to be kind of turn 1. You're going to be like all over the board anyway, and
that's
right in our face.
It's all like this army is just all about holding objectives pretty much, and
I think
just throwing a shed load of boys at you.
That's a good way to go in 9th, though. It is very objective driven and stuff, and with your commandos and things being nice little distraction units and sneaking in and grabbing them. Yeah, I don't know. It concerns me, that list.
It does me, yeah.
So get on to my list. I kind of know it off by heart, but I will open Battlescribe just to have it there to remind me in case I fudge it. So yeah, obviously I've gone Bad Moons, and my HQ, I've gone with, I wrestled with this one for quite a while, deciding between Big Mech with KFF or Death Killer Wartrike, but I stuck with the Death Killer Wartrike because I like his Speedwire ability, and where I've gone for the good old Dread Mob, he's going to help get him into the combat and everything, being able to advance and charge, and Am I boring you, Dim?
No, I'm listening.
Motherfucker, I tell you.
What is it?
You just read away there, mate.
Reading toward it.
So yeah, got the Death Killer War Trike. I've given him the Bad Moon. He's the Warlord, and I've given him the Bad Moon exclusive, the best armor teeth can buy. So he comes with his 4+ invuln save. Given him the super cyborg body, so he's got his 5+ feel no pain. So I've gone into putting everything into making him as survivable as possible. And then my second HQ choice is a weird boy that I've upgraded to a warp head. So he has got the jump, obviously, and he's also got the Bad Moon psychic ability Gleaming Gear, which buffs and gives a +1 armor save to any unit he casts it on. And then for my troops, not many. Kind of opposite to Scar, I've just got a 10-man boys squad. All shooty. So the boss knob's got a combi rocket. I've got the big shooter in there, and the rest of them are shooter boys, and the obligatory tank buster bomb because it's free, so you might as well stick it in there. And then I've got 2 mobs of 10 Gretchen. Then for the elites, I've got a big full-size 15-man squad of tank busters because I fucking love them and I'll never leave home without them. I could only afford 3 bomb squigs to go with them though. Yeah. So I got them. They're my big sort of punchy. They're my anti freebooter unit. They are to keep on the lookout for battle wagons. And then I haven't got any fast attack at all. Went straight into the heavy support, and I've got a Death Dread mob of 3 Death Dreads, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. So they're all armed differently. One of them's got 3 melee weapons and a big shooter. One of them's got 2 Scorchers and 2 melee weapons. And then one of them's got 3 custom Mega Blasters and just the 1 melee weapon. So I generally put them in a teleport pad and teleport the 3 of them in, and they split off and have fun in 3 different directions. But they can kind of deal with everything because each dread's different and can deal with different kind of threats. Then I've got the 6-pack, the 6 killer cans, 3 of which have big shooters and 3 of which have rockets. And I've been wrestling with what custom job to give them, but they're probably going to get the sparkly bits job, so they get that +1 to hit. So I'm going to have killer cans hitting on 3s, which would be bloody lovely. And then I've got 3 Met guns, all armed with the custom mega cannon. And yeah, that's my list. And the basic thinking of it is that the Death Killer War Trike will kind of support the killer cans. And with that speed, while the killer cans can move, advance, and charge, and hopefully get into combat well, I'll probably teleport in the Dread Mob, and Weird Boy is likely to jump those tank busters to the exact spot to keep an eye out for any pesky battle wagons, you know. But yeah, it's basically it's an army designed to just be shooty and stompy, and stomp its way forward, gunning down relentlessly, and then get into melee to finish off. That's in a theory anyway. We'll see how it pans out against these 3.
Oh,
Nice.
But yeah, there you go. There's your lists. Like I said, I've announced already, I'm probably of the 3 lists. They're all going to pose their challenges, but I'm most fearful of those blood axes myself personally. Who's the worry to anyone else?
Probably Dim. He's got that much fucking artillery, man. I'm not too worried about high damage weapons because I'm just bringing boys. It's like, oh yeah, you've done like 6 damage to a boy. It's like, all right, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about the high damage stuff. It's just like volume. I think for me, probably I'll have issues with cracking tough stuff, but then I'm thinking I'll be able to tie it up long enough that I can score enough victory points to not really care. Like I said, I expect to be taking handfuls of orcs off by the truckload. I'm not too bothered.
Bring your dustpan and brush with you just to...
Yeah, I'll probably do. Just a small shovel. little gardening shovel. Just...
Yeah, I suppose you don't really have once your looters are dealt with, you wouldn't have so much to deal with armor, would you?
Not
power
really.
claws.
There would be the odd power claw sprinkled in here and there. You know what I mean?
And you get free tank buster bombs, don't you? You know, for every 10 boys, isn't it? Free tank buster bombs. They're always good for a little surprise.
Yeah, a few bits and pieces, but nothing major. What about you, lads?
Well, I thought about each of you a little list this afternoon because I had a look at them because we sent them to each other. Finally got to look at them. I'd only seen Steve-O's actually on.
Dread calls them the 3 faces of terror.
Oh yeah.
Don't scratch me, battle wagons.
If I didn't put a dent in, don't worry. I suppose. Well, with Steve-O's list, I suppose what I would hope to do would be to use the range of the big shooters on the death copters to sort of piss his tank busters off because they've got a lesser range. So if I can irritate them with that and possibly also do some kind of a run over any cans or dreads that might be lurking about with them big bombs if I do have them on. And then I think my grots would be all right. They're fairly well survive with Steve-O unless they get taken out by some...
Death copters to cans, yeah, and big bomb. Right, got that. Yeah.
Right, it's subject to change, don't worry. You should know this by now. But I think, yeah, if you are teleporting dreads in, there won't be anything backfilled but my grots. And it's the same way for Scar. If he's being all sneaky and getting around the back, I ain't really got anything backfilled to worry about except for a unit of grots, which are actually kind of a distraction unit anyway. Like they'll either hold an objective and score some points, or they'll drag somebody into having to commit a unit out to where they are, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll be worried about them tank busters though, hitting them battle wagons before they get to do their thing. Of course, I think I could drive around the killer cans and you know, if you send all your dreads and your cans up the middle, I'll just drive around them. You know, that's what I'm thinking. And with Dim, I think with Dim,
I know what I would do if I was in your position against me, but obviously I'm not going to tell you that. But I know what I would do. I know what I wouldn't want you to do, so I know, you know.
No, with Dim, I suppose I would
hunker down.
I'll be aiming to get in there as quick as possible.
Pop your umbrellas up and hunker down.
Those little grots, but in my shooting phase, I suppose I'm going to be targeting that grot mega tank as much as I possibly can. Take that thing down. Once that's out of the way, then the rest
your
of the
best Theoden voice. Bring it down.
But yeah. But yeah, I haven't actually thought of a strategy for Scar. That's why actually Scar's list does actually worry me the most, because it's so many bodies, and I'm like, I've got armor, yeah, but I've only got so many things coming out of it.
You're packing a lot of big shooters, though, aren't you, mate? On them things, you've got a lot of long range, high volume shots, which is the exact sort of thing you need for dealing with that.
Yeah. So although I've got speed and I can get in quick, it might actually a lot of the time be to my advantage to sort of just move around the perimeters and just fire until I want to move in, maybe.
Daka.
Yeah.
Concentrate down on them and you'll be able to take them apart. They're only boys units. Yeah.
Which is true for most factions, but he's shooting with Ork ballistic skill at him, so it's not the same as like. That's good advice to a Marine player.
Saves, you know what I mean? It's not like you're fighting against Space Marines and they got their 3+ save or whatever, and 2 wounds now. Yeah.
Ork shooting isn't that bad. Ork shooting isn't that bad if you need a list towards shooting, but like,
well, you know,
I think the most reliable thing
freebooters along, you know, we wouldn't have the issue of 5+ ballistic skill. You know what I mean? If he was running his clan.
Yeah, if you're running freebooters, mate, as soon as you destroy something, you're getting that +1, aren't you? You're getting
That's
that,
what I was talking about. That's the show. I thought it was called Show Enough. No, what's it called then? What's that one called?
It's just your clan trait, mate. It's what they get. So your whole, yeah.
Well, that'll work. That could work nice because I've got, like I say, I've got the zap gun with the zag zap, which doesn't miss. So if I shoot with that and I hurt something, then I could get that +1 and use it on the lobber and the cannon and the big shooters and everything else.
What about you, Dim?
I mean, it's a lot of talk of this grot mega tank. And between you and me, viewers, the two words that are important are distraction, card effects.
Yeah, I was thinking that when they were saying it. I was thinking it's the big guns at the back you want to be more worried about.
It's how I've ran my Gretchen army more or less the same since 3rd edition. The one strength that a Grot Horde always has is there's some things that are going to be in a Grot list that are very, very difficult to ignore, but they won't be the powerhouses. And it's that thing of, do you take the thing that you kind of need to take out, or do you go after the thing that will really deal the damage? But the thing with Grot Horde is this is always the same. I'll be clutching at straws. So actually, I'm scared of all 3 lists because I have the potential to deal with all of them. But at the same time, it's Grots. So I need a lot of cunning plans to fall into place. And I'm not going to give too much away because
isn't Steve-O's list also mostly Grots?
I would just point out that my list is surprisingly mobile, and I'm going to be taking full advantage of it. Particular thing is probably the one thing about 9th that I like.
He's got Grot tanks, and they're pretty nippy.
They're quite fast, and they're very, very good. They're very, very good at hiding behind cover and then popping out and going, hello, shooty shoot.
Yeah. I know they were transport so high because then you could move the rest of them Grots about.
Took the shooters off.
I mean, Grots move 1 inch faster than Orks do, so.
Right. You won't want to move close to me anyway because I'll just squash you, so you're better off running in the other direction, innit? Using that to run the other way.
Get within 12 inches of Grots and see how well it goes for you.
The Grots are the same movement as Orks, aren't they? Grots and Orks, they're all a 5-inch movement.
Yeah. I thought they were an inch. Quicker.
Nah, they're all the same.
Stupid games workshop.
Well, I don't think your actual Grot mobs themselves are
for my list. I'm actually still painting them. I am on the.
I haven't
done the basing yet, so I'm thinking I could get one of them squish Grots to put
They
on
would
it.
be if they were still 3 points apiece.
Yeah.
But at 5 points apiece, they've made them kind of shit,
That
to be
points
honest.
increase really changed my list from the previous edition to this one.
Yeah, they are only good as objective fodder.
So I just realised I got like a massive fucking bruise or something on my eye. What's happened there?
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, guys. Just I was thinking I've got something in my eye. I can see it on the screen. I'm like, don't know, man. Maybe I've just been like, it's the stress from worrying about all them bloody mech guns and big guns fucking pounding my precious cans.
Yeah, that's the blood vessel burst in his eye. Because
that's it.
Stress.
Dread's just. I mean, Dim's going to be treating it like one of them like shooting can things at the fairground, isn't it? Oh, there we go.
The only
Tin
one
Can Alley.
Any vehicles? I've just noticed. I have like no vehicles in my list at all. It's all
what are Tank Busters going to do against you? See, that's what I'm talking. That's why you're
mortarize some poor Gretchen like really badly. I don't fucking know.
See, my regular opponents who I play against generally have, for the most part, just given up taking vehicles. Poor old Joe, he buys these Forge World like Space Marine tanks and that, and they're beautiful, and he's lovingly made them, and he puts them on the battlefield, and he's gloating at the start of the battle, and at the end of the game, he's like, no, fuck that, I ain't bringing that anymore. It's shit. I'm like, mate, I wouldn't be too harsh on it. It's Tank Busters, mate. They're like one of the best anti-vehicle units in the entire game. They really are.
You eyeing up his newly painted tank miniatures going,
yeah, and it's like,
for the Tank Busters.
That'll be the more Daka stratagem, and that'll be the showing off stratagem, and I'll split fire and kill 4 of your tanks in one turn. They are that devastating. They really are. And then they're probably wiped off the table next turn.
Oh yeah, total glass hammers, but they are.
Big time.
Myself now to work out 15 Tank Busters. Have to try this.
But yeah,
I've got 10 of the fuckers anyway myself.
Obviously, one of the things you'd be hoping, like against the Grot mobs, is obviously like crap leadership and being able to the morale and that. But things like big guns and mech guns are all operate as their own separate units, so they're not affected by morale at all. So they're effectively fearless. Then because Dim can't use stratagems, most of the stratagems, because you can't use many stratagems on Grots, he's going to be pumping out that insane bravery stratagem constantly. So yeah, automatic pass on the leadership. Yeah. So actually, he's probably going to end up having the bravest army of the four of us, and they're fucking Grots. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've always, like, I don't know about you guys, but I go into many games with a great battle strategy and everything, and it goes out the window pretty swift as the
one of the
dice
first,
gods, you know, rear
one
their
of
heads.
the
And
one of the early rules of the Murphy's Law of Combat: no plan survives contact with the enemy. That's,
Yeah,
it's so fucking true as well.
And there's always an easy way.
Basically, win
The
or
easy
lose
way
in
is
the
always
deployment.
mind.
Right.
You basically win or lose in deployment, I think.
So I mean, my army is done. The list I've shown is all painted up, ready to go. I'm ready to go as soon as COVID fucks off, and as soon as you guys are ready. How are you three all getting on with like progression? I know Dread, you were lagging way behind, but you're catching up now.
I am working on it. I'm even working on it as we was warming up, and I'm going to be carrying on with it in a little while. So I'm getting there. It's not too bad. I mean, I've got my battle wagon in there. I've got my truck in there. The other battle wagon's not in there at the moment. I've got one of the death copters up here. The other one's down there. And then I've got all the boys up here. They've all got a bit of skin on. I don't think it's going to take me too long, you know. Like, I mean, it'll take me a while, but it ain't going to take me too long. I think I'm getting there.
Scar, I know you're pretty close. You're at the final finish line.
I've got the bulk of the boys done already. I just have a couple of bits and pieces like the Warboss, the War Banner knobs done, a few little touch-ups on the Pain Boy. It's I think most of what I got left is the Commandos. So I think I need like I've some of the Forge World bits for me Commandos, and I used that kit, which is no longer sold. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, is it not? Oh, I wanted to get that still. The one with the backpacks and the
backpacks and the gas masks. Now they don't sell it anymore. And yeah, it's mostly the Commandos I need to put a lot of effort into. I did have like, I painted up 30 Luda boys because I was like, oh, with 20 of me list, I'll just do the extra 10 while I'm at it.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, I've only 10 left. So, you know, I did have more of my army painted, but points kind of
I'm going to have to get some trying to cast ones of those now, aren't I?
Ah, yeah. It's not the end of the world still, but
Cromlech do a lot of cool commando bits.
I know they do. Yeah,
backpacks and gas masks and stuff.
Some of them myself, I just haven't used them. And then the mob of 30 Grots I got, they're all fully painted up as well. So I've a good chunk of it is done already. It's just a few little bits and pieces I need to finish off.
Nice.
Both of you guys actually have got a lot of Grots. You know?
I've only got 20 in my list. Got 2 squads of 10. That's all I've got in my list.
Yeah. You got not much in the way of boys, have you? So
no, just one squad of 10 shooter boys. That's it. They're just basically my army. It's pretty much how can I squeeze in as many dreads and cans as possible. That's my list. And so, in terms of troops, it was like the cheapest I can get away with. And really, the honest answer is what's going to be the easiest way to get a legal army painted. And that's kind of the theme of my army. So it's what's painted, you know.
what's painted in transport, because I've taken that into account as well. On my army, all of it fits into one ard case, which was the transport case that Games Workshop used to sell, but no longer do. There's a lot of that going on with my army. It all fits into an ard case for flying. So I can literally jump on a budget airline with a backpack with clothes and fly to wherever we need to go to play a game. I've sort of built the army.
Dread's just going to climb inside his truck model and just oar his way across the channel, like, isn't it? That's part
of the reason why I don't have any.
Anyway,
that's why he's put so much varnish on it. He's trying to waterproof the fucker.
Yeah, no. I'd rather actually, I'd rather swim, mate, than fly. I don't like flying at all. It doesn't agree with me.
That's part of the reason why I don't have any vehicles either, though. It's all about being able to transport the army. So I've had to take that into consideration in the composition. It's all troops, so it'll fit in my travel case so I can travel with it, because it's literally full to the gunnels. pretty much.
Tim, you probably started your army before any of us in terms of when was the first miniature in your army painted? What year
Fourth
was
ed.
it? There you go. So 5 editions ago it started.
Yeah.
It's almost there.
Well, actually, third ed for some of it, but
Yeah.
this guy's third ed, and I'm going to be converting him. But yeah, my grots have been mostly painted for pretty much the entirety of fourth ed. I've got a couple of banners that I need to make a star for that I've been meaning to make a star for.
An army
When was
25
fourth ed?
years in the making.
Yeah, so for about 20 years, I've been yeah. So yeah, I'm mostly done. I've got the main thing I need to do is I need to paint a couple of my mech guns and decorate them. I need to paint some of them, some crew. There we go, some gun crew. Because I've got 8 fully painted gun crew, but I own about 40 to 50 to maybe 60 gun crew grots that I've either converted or got from various sources like Cromlech and not
At least
Cromlech,
you've got the
from
crew, man.
Forge
It's a
World and
cardinal sin in my book when I see
crew,
big
yeah.
guns and mech guns with no crew, and irritates me.
oh
Niggles
no, I
me.
use them. I just don't. I just haven't painted them.
Yeah.
I'm one of these people that paints really, really slowly, but I'm also the kind of person that really, really hates the kind of the gatekeepery thou must paint in order to play kind of thing.
Mhm.
I mean, the reason that I'm kind of painting all of this up is ultimately we're doing it for YouTube.
Yeah.
It's an event.
Got to look nice, innit?
When I travel to an event, I don't mind abiding by the idea of everything's painted, but it's just I never really had a major priority. I mean,
I think we're all the same there.
Yeah.
I play games all the time with half finished or completely unpainted against me and my opponent all the time. It's literally only, like you say, YouTube or an event where you have to, where that's kind of, taken into it.
I mean, it is always nicer when everything's painted, but
Oh, yeah.
like, there are more important things in life than throwing paint on matches. And I've played against some people who seem to think that the most important thing is that the game, like, the best way to get everybody to get their stuff painted is to be a fucking prissy, melodramatic arse about it.
I've been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
I've been on the receiving end of that. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, and it does irritate. It's very easy to say that once you've got it painted. It's very easy to go, well.
They misunderstand the concept of spite,
Yeah.
which is part of the reason why none of my armies have ever been finished in terms of paint.
Just to fuck with it.
Because of people like that. So yeah, I've even got like other things that I'm painting adjacent. So like I'm probably one of the few people who could quite radically change my list and still be fully painted. If I really wanted to be a dick, I could make an 1,000-point list and just stick the Gargi in there. Because that thing's fully painted.
Oh, that would be hilarious, man.
It would be quite funny to run it. I mean, it's not really good for those points. It's just like it's overkill with what it charges, because it will probably almost certainly before it takes a large amount of wounds, kill whatever it's in combat with.
It's very much all your eggs in one basket.
But yeah, it is all your eggs in one basket. It's worth the points it is, but the guy that's managed to make like gargantuan squigoffs and grots work has got 3 of them in a 1,500 point list, and that's just not cricket. Like, I'm not that guy.
No.
I do actually want to make 3 of them, but that's because I'm working on a herd. I want
It
about
would look
20
amazing.
squigoffs.
That would
by
be
the
an
end.
amazing looking army, like 3
Oh, yeah.
gargantuan squiggles. I'd be well impressed with that. I would.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
counting on Cal's already made a couple of them, and I'll eventually find a way to print one of them.
Well, I would say 3 gargantuan squirrels would look amazing, but it would look amazing in like an apocalypse size army with a sea of Gretchen and orcs and stuff in front.
Well,
with
that would
them,
be the idea. That's why I'm making
Yeah.
a herd, so that when I play a mega battle, I can just like a load of
Oh, Jesus,
Load
not
of 'em.
again. Not again.
Scar's had problems with my gargantuan spin-off
I may have fought it against it before. It's like, oh Jesus, here we go. And it really was bring it down. It's like all the loot is fire.
Yeah.
He did kill it eventually.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, by that point, you only had about 15 models left.
Yeah. Good fun though.
It was a good laugh. It was a good laugh.
I do love that miniature.
It was nice to see it actually do something, because the problem with the gargantuan is that if you take it to a mega battle, whatever you're facing, if they've got a super heavy, the super heavy's probably got a big gun on it. It will kill the gargantuan dead before it gets anywhere near it. And I've had several mega battles where the gargantuan has died before it's done anything, particularly when I'm facing against boring imperial players with their stupid I'm gonna camp on the very table edge with these overpriced Forge World models and just fucking delete you. Good game. Yeah, you won in deployment. Well done, dickhead.
This is why, I'm adamant. Best apocalypse battles.
Orcs versus orcs.
Yeah.
It's just better. Man. I mean, to be honest, just 40k in general. Just if you got rid of all the other factions, just kept the orcs, it'd be a better game.
And we will be able to prove that soon, hopefully. But it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. I mean, we've shown our lists and everything. I mean, and we've talked about this for a long time now, how we're getting our lists ready to be able to meet each other and play and do these bat reps and stuff. And I think, like, for this first one, we'll probably end up doing some kind of mini league, won't we, where we all play each other once and do that kind of thing. But after that, it's all goes. There's campaigns, there's 2v2s, there's whatever, we can have some fun with it, and our lists will carry on growing, and we'll carry on playing around, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. But
or we could get the games out of the 40k out of the way and play Hero Quests.
Well, that's obviously going to happen too.
Just like fucking Hero Quest and Gaslands.
We got to ask the viewers in the comments section, guys. And well, this will be premiering as well, so I imagine the chat's already crazy with people's opinions. Viewers, let's hear it. Maybe we'll even put a poll after this video goes live. Maybe we'll put a poll up in the 40k community group, so you can vote for what's your favorite list, who you think's going to win. Have some fun with it and everything. And I don't know if any of you out there are gambling people. Putting some money down.
what odds do you put? Yeah, who do you think's going to be? Have the best odds of getting the 3 wins.
Typical bad moon.
There you go. Get some teeth out there, get voting, guys. We'll probably after this video has been premiered, you'll flip over to the community page and we'll have that vote up there so you can get involved in that. Now we just gotta, obviously you guys are still working on some bits, getting some bits done. I'm still working on a load of stuff as well and trying to increase that army size and continue the painting and building and whatnot. But we've got to wait for the world to kind of return to some kind of safe normality before it's feasible for us to do it. So it's all very much up in the air at the moment, but it's something to look forward to. It'll be fun. It'll be
I really am looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, it should be a good laugh, and it'll be the first time the 4 of us are all in the same location, not just the same screen. It's going to be interesting.
All be in the same country at the same time. Let alone
you go. Yeah.
Room.
We're going to get so much takeout food. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to. It'll be so fun.
The kettle won't know what's hit it.
Geez.
We might as well just get a fucking tea urn in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I've got an urn. You can earn.
Backup supply of tea. Me and Dread, we
need to get her from Father Ted in, don't we? We need a tea lady. We need a little trolley to be wheeled in every 5 minutes. Anything from the trolley, love. You will.
Speaking of which,
go on.
Is that a new thing that we were those minis that we were talking about from Crooked Dice?
The Father.
Because Crooked Dice have done some totally not Father Ted minis, and they're awesome.
They look cool.
Yeah, they do.
They'll be appearing on the screen now for you to look at. And
Yeah, I'll take a
you
picture
know,
up. Yeah.
some of you overseas might not have a clue what the hell are
What
those
is
miniatures.
Look it
You'll
up
have
on
no
YouTube.
context to it.
Look
It's
up Father
yeah.
Ted on YouTube. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's an old it's an old sitcom that was very good in the 90s. It was hilarious, and it's it's a classic.
To receive 2 complaints on it when it first aired. One was that it was too anti-Catholic Church, and one that it was too pro-Catholic Church.
There's no winning.
No. But yeah, so yeah, well, there you go. Didn't really much more to say, is there, for this one?
I think we said-
apart from the fact that you guys start saying your prayers now.
What I wanted to do before this episode, and I didn't get around to it yet, was to find my Lego in the loft, get it out, and I was going to actually make little, representations of the different units and whatnot. And I was going to probably, with the desk down cam, show you what my strategy would be or something like that, just for a bit of fun. I didn't have it done in time.
You just sit there with your BB gun, just pinging them off the table. Like...
Elastic bands. Boing.
I look forward to stomping all 3 of you into a fine green paste. I look forward to that.
I just drive around them things, mate. Drive around. Won't even be an issue. Just be walking slowly towards nothing.
Yeah, battle wagon shaped craters in the ground. There you go.
Well, that's it. Like your tank.
You're
busters are
assuming
that
there'll
fun.
even be craters left. I mean, this is
Just table flipped. We'll just call it, mate.
There'll
We'll
be
save
none
you
of
the
that.
hassle.
There'll be no fucking table flipping. Fucking hell.
No.
Jesus. Hell no.
If you remove my miniatures funny, I'll be killing you.
Get an old school dread sock and the old metal ones.
Oh
just
yeah.
bludgeon someone with it.
Yeah.
I might see Dredd putting his army on the table. He's going to be like one of them people at like an auction where he puts on like the jeweler's gloves and that, like the velvet
If
gloves.
you like the
and
guy on the snooker
present
table
them
and
out
everything, wiping the dust off and
yeah,
placing them down.
Even if we don't have to wear masks by then, I think Dredd will ask us all to wear masks so we don't breathe on his miniatures.
Yeah.
Don't get any moisture on them.
Oh, no, it's fun to do. That'd be all right. Don't worry.
You'll have like proxies made so that the actual army gets to stay in the case with a little sort of display part to it. And these are just, this is the proxy of that. Now, don't touch it now.
Yeah.
You can have a look.
On the
Yeah,
actual
pretty much.
battlefield will be all his little Lego men.
Yeah.
Oh, oops, sorry. I accidentally
Airbrush
tripped over
green.
whilst carrying this can of silly string. Oops.
As Scar spills one of their massive Sports Direct mugs full of fucking Yorkshire tea over the table.
Like, quick, soak it up.
God.
Bringing out the battle mat into the cup. It's grand. We'll save it, lads. We'll save it.
Spilling Yorkshire tea. Spilling
honest,
Yorkshire tea
If I've got
on
the,
stream. That'd be gold.
if I've got the jobs and the boys inside the transports as it goes, like, I mean, obviously they won't actually be sitting on the table, will they, the boys and whatnot? So I won't actually have that many models actually on the table when they're in transports at all.
Until your transports get popped, then yeah, they will.
Yeah, and then a lot of them might die in the explosion, mate. So you might never have to put them on the table,
I'm loving this optimism he has of his transports lasting. Like, if he plays against me, yeah, but even then it's going to be like, I'll just throw shit at them. Like, they could get out of the transport now. It's like, mate, I have your transports around. They're good luck.
They're good now, I heard. No?
To be fair, mate, to be fair, battle wagons, they are good. They are tough. They are sturdy.
These days.
Oh, yeah, they're grand.
They are good. It's just I've only had one vehicle that my tank busters have ever failed to actually take out in that one turn, and that was the Necron. What's it called? The Spider Walkery thing, and that was only in a little combat patrol game as well. It's got lots of special rules to minimize the damage coming in on it and stuff. Can't remember what it's called now.
It's the Canoptic. No.
It's the I can't remember what it's called. Necron players. Nick, you'll probably be in the comment section. You can write it in there. The big Walker thing, and it wasn't you, Nick, either. It was another friend of mine who had a game, and I was like, oh, it survived. It survived with a command re-roll, mind you. I was like, shit, I've never had that happen before.
Oh, that is
I
the
did finish it off with my Death Dread and Custom Mega Blasters though. He
You'll
was
take
all
one of them
survived.
You'll take one of them out, but you won't be able to, unless you split fire, which isn't going to be enough to take both of them out, is it? So you're going to get one of them.
Yes, it very much is.
I think you
Is it?
underestimate the power of the tank
Dread,
buster squad.
in games with these tank busters, I have jumped them in and taken out 3 vehicles by splitting fire. Bomb squigs hit 1, the rest of the squad splits
Half,
fire, and then I've gone showing off and I've shot them again at other stuff. They are genuinely that devastating. They are
I've got tank busters too.
so brutal.
I've got tank busters too. So it's a pity of no vehicles, mate.
Yeah, no, I will be worried about your tank busters. My cans and dreads won't like them one bit for sure. But yeah, they're a one-trick pony, very much, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the hordes clashing, me and Dim. That'll be a good laugh, I reckon.
Grok's being kicked across the table.
I'll really be relying on those lobbers and cannons for dealing with Scar.
Yeah.
If he finds a way to
Just be
subvert
like
those, I'm in trouble.
the green tide coming in, artillery blown up in and amongst them, and then eventually just the 2 lines crashing. It'll be great. It'll be glorious. And then the commandos come out of the sewers and stab them all in the back.
And you know
Yeah,
what?
the commandos are going to deal with my guns pretty well, so that's why I'm concerned. Because he's got that ideal combination of commandos and rank and file that I will need the artillery to kill. So
He's got board control. He's got some serious board control. Lots of troop units which are going to get that. This is our Zog off. So he's going to be. If any objectives are contested,
I mean,
he's
Grot
probably going to
tanks
be
are
claiming them.
actually okay in combat, so I might be able to resort to stupid
Probably, yeah.
decisions like that.
Mm.
But see how it goes, I suppose.
You know what? Even if all 3 of you stomp me into a fine paste, it's still going to be a right laugh. It's just going to be a right giggle. It's going to be a right giggle. And as some of you,
I'm glad you prepared yourself for it, Steve.
always prepare for it, mate. Always ready. But some of you, like, you know, highly kind of meta competitive players who may be watching this video now, you might be looking at our lists going like, no, none of these lists are really good. Like, you know, and that may be the case, you know, because we're talking a lot of tactics here. We're talking a lot of competitiveness, but the truth is,
we ain't got a clue.
Yeah, these primarily we're going in this for fun, you know. I mean, Dread's going all out to win, but the rest of us are going in it for fun. You know?
It's only funny because it's true.
I had 1 game of 8. That was it.
If he loses all 3 games, his channel may go quiet for a while. The next Warboss show afterwards, you might see like a blank screen. But yeah. It'll be great to get these battle reports up on the channel. It's kind of it's the thing this channel's been missing. It really is, because obviously it's primarily a podcast type format where we chat shit, you know, every month. But to add to the channel battle reports with the 4 of us is just going to take the channel to a new level, I think, and give something else to the channel. And
definitely.
It's just going to be good fun. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to bring it to a close now. I'm going to start off by saying 6+ Stevo, signing out, and hand over to these gits to say the goodbyes.
Don't forget to drill your barrels.
Time for Dimmy bye-bye.
I like that one. That's good. Enough
Again. See you later, guys. Good one in the bag. Well, I think you got the right person, Dim, because Dread, your advice on the nipples worked beautifully.
Yeah, mate.
His nipples are just look. They're just. I don't know how to put this again. They're
I can see it.
perfect.
Just in the nice.
It looks weird. Hang on, they actually look better on the, on the camera. They look wonky on the camera, but they're actually not. It's weird.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, they spot on. Like one of them was like he had like a massively erect nipple, so I had to like after I glued it in, I had to like really gently file it down just to match the other one. But yeah, they came off looking mint. Now, if I could work out how to make breasts out of green stuff, I could start like a converted Slanesh army now.
It's one of those things, I think, green stuff, once you sort of dabble, you realise, oh, that's not that scary.
Yeah, the only other thing I've got to do to him, it probably won't show on camera, but it's round they fit nicely at the front. Hang on a minute. There we go. They fit nicely at the front, the arms, but round the back, can you see that?
Yeah.
There's just a bit of overhang on both arms where the body, like the sockets with their bodies are smaller. So I've just got to mould in a little bit of green stuff there and mould it in, which I'm not overly confident about, but
just do it in stages. Just do one little snake at a time and build it up.
Yeah, and then just sort of smooth it out. And I think, yeah, it should be too bad. But yeah, I like him. Like,
follow the contours.
people were saying, like, put like shoulder pads on him, but I'm not going to, because I like the fact that he's naked torso. He's showing off his big old belly and body.
It's really honestly not as hard as it seems once you do it.
No, I mean I've done a little bit.
Anyway, why don't you just like paint a bunch of tats on him after you've done the skin, and then their complaints are going to go away because like the tats will look great.
Yeah, there was some people commenting on things like that in there, but I see him as a
give him blue tats, and then that's the same as armor, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. But I think a big fat belly in bad moons is kind of a status symbol on its own to sort of show their wealth and how much they've been feasting away, and so that's why he's bare chested and he's keen to show it all off. Plus he's got his big old blingy gold chain around his neck. Yeah, he's very pleased with the combination of parts there.
Like I knew that you was bringing guns, but fuck me. I was like, Jesus, it's like facing off against Tau.
Cannons are like 20 points apart. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and they're good, man. They're good as well.
Yeah, they're decent.
Like facing Tau. It really is.
I mean, when you compare them to like some of the mech guns, they're nowhere near like the damage output and the amount of shot stuff. But for the points, you're getting some like good high strength, decent damage weaponry for very little cost.
we just got to close in fast and squish the squishies.
So yeah, I'll write up the listing and then I'll give them all to you. Like, and I don't know if everyone else has got like names for their army.
Not yet.
Scarners Camo Killers.
I like that. That's cool. That's a keeper. Mine's the Broken Tooth Steve-O's Broken Tooth Tribe. Dim's Grot Rebellion.
Rebel Grots 9th edition.
Such a bundle of fucking optimism, I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a named Warboss and then I killed him off in a story, so.
Yeah, I've got Captain Crump in my story.
You need a guy off the cereal packet.
What's he? Is he an evil son Warboss, is he?
Hey?
Save it for the recording.
Oh no, I'm putting on Sean, I can't wait.
I bet you are.
I can't fucking wait.
Well, we're good to go then, aren't we? Really, there's not really much to discuss before, other than like we just get into it and.
I'm going to mention this, and hopefully, so long as I don't forget, someone remind me on Hardcore Minis has got like basically this guy STL. So.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'll pick that. I was hoping to have it printed before we recorded this, but I didn't realise we'd be recording over the weekend until it was.
Aren't you planning on doing like some sort of comparison video? I thought you were.
Yes, yeah, I am. But
might as well save it for that, ain't you?
Well, yeah,
do
but
the
this
STL and the
guy's
old school and the new
this
one.
This guy's getting.
Unless you just want to plug it.
This one's getting converted, so I can't really well.
I mean, I could be a cunt of dread and be like, oh well, I'll convert one and keep the other and fuck him. He'd be heartbroken.
Oh yeah, and that one's still shit.